Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, my name is Lesego Rankou, and on this channel is all about learning, growth and contribution. This video was requested by an auditing student that is in third year. So if you are a third year accounting student on the CASA journey, or even just doing a normal bachelor of business sciences in accounting, and you are trying to make sense of auditing, then you are definitely in the right place. I'm going to look here because I've got a lot of notes today. I don't want to miss anything. And I know auditing can be very, very overwhelming. There's a lot of theory, there's a lot of jargon, and there's also pressure to apply all of this in the exams. But what if I told you that passing auditing doesn't have to be hard? What if I told you auditing isn't just about memorizing? You need to start thinking like an auditor. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to study auditing in a way that's going to help you succeed, and it's going to make your approach more practical and very effective. So if you're ready to study smarter and not harder, let's dive in. Let's talk about why auditing feels like a challenge. Most students get stuck in their approach of studying audit because they think it's all theory, and they just get so overwhelmed by the vastness of the subject. But auditing is application-based. I'm going to say that again. Auditing is application-based. You're expected to, number one, assess risk, identify procedures, and analyze scenarios like a real auditor would. This is an expectation already at a university level, and I understand if you've never worked a day in audit in your life, this seems like very unfamiliar subjects, but you're a third year. At this point, you must know as an auditor, you identify risk, you identify procedures, and you analyze scenarios like a real auditor. It's not just about learning, it's just about what you think. So this is where this new approach is going to be needed. So to study effectively, you would need to shift your mindset. And again, mindset must be such a difficult thing to teach, but auditing requires you to really think like an auditor. So ask yourself these 3 questions when you are writing an audit paper or when you are studying audit. Number 1, what could go wrong in this scenario? Number 2, how would it happen? Number 3, what audit procedure can I use to test it? These questions are very important because they already give you a framework on how to think. Now let's talk about structuring your studies. One way to simplify auditing is organizing your audit approach into core pillars. The first one is audit planning and risk assessment. The second one is internal control environment. The third one is substantive testing and audit procedures. The fourth one is audit evidence and documentation. And then the last one is ethics, reporting, and professional judgment. By chunking your study around these pillars, you'll start to see how everything fits together and how it all connects, from risk all the way to reporting. So you need to use your study time very effectively to tackle each area so that you are giving each area the necessary attention. One of the most effective techniques is assertion-based studying. I know for some people, they'd be like, girl, what you talking about? What is assertion-based study? Every audit procedure relates to the annual financial statements. This is the final product that clients give us to audit, and this is where we are going to express our opinion as auditors. So you need to start thinking about assertions. When management put their numbers on their financial statements, they are conveying a message. This messaging is done through management asserting certain things about these numbers. The assertions are existence, completeness, accuracy, valuation, rights and obligations, and presentation and disclosure. When you start seeing a scenario in a test, you need to ask yourself, firstly, what is the risk? Audit key risk. I've said this in my video where I said, as an auditor, your job is not to just look for fraud. It's to first ask yourself this basic question is, what is the risk? Secondly, which assertion does it relate to? And then thirdly, planning procedures from identifying this risk. I'm going to say that again. Number 1, what is the risk? Number 2, which assertion does it relate to? And then lastly, planning your procedure around addressing this risk. Past papers are very, very important for you to familiarize yourself with audit, because I did mention it's a vast scope, right? There's a lot of information, a lot of theory, but at the end of the day, for you to be able to understand how all of this jargon makes sense, it's important for you to use past papers. And they are not just practice papers. Guys, this is the gold mine of how you are going to succeed in your audit journey. It gives you a lot of insight. It also helps you understand your thinking in terms of how you are going to address any question that is going to be thrown at you. So don't just do the questions. Please, please, please. Don't just do the questions. You need to break them down. When you're doing an audit question, you need to ask yourself, what is the topic? What is the risk that is being asked? What's the required procedure? And then what keywords or phrases appear often? These are like your doing words, your verbs: identify, justify, describe, explain, give context. So the main things that they usually like asking in audit is identify, explain, and justify. That is, for me, the basic framework of how to answer any audit question, is to first identify the risk, explain the risk, and justify what you just explained. That is very, very key. The last thing is, on the day of the exam, you need to remember that it's not just about writing. You need to display your competence on that paper, and you have to be very, very strategic. You need to stick to time. The basic rule is, for every mark, you allocate 1.5 minutes per mark, and that's also going to help you be very disciplined when it comes to time management. You need to also be very specific. Don't be vague, like check this document. You know, every time I used to laugh, because when I was in third year, I used to be like, check the document concerning, but check the document is not enough. You need to be very specific. Like, check the document is not going to get you marks. You need to say exactly what document you want to check, why you want to check it, and how you are going to gather the evidence around this document. That's very key. So to wrap up, auditing becomes very easy when you start doing questions. And I paused there for a little bit because I was like, is it really easy? Well, it becomes easier when you shift your mindset and you use structured thinking. Studying chunk content, remember those things that I mentioned to say, what is an assertion-based framework, and then also analyzing past papers to actually help you understand where you are heading. And always, always, always practice application. Now, I do have a surprise for my audit people, because audit might just be my favorite subject, but I'm not going to tell that to my bosses. But anyway, I put a free auditing strategy mind map on my website. I am going to link it in the description box to help you implement everything that I have just discussed. You can download it for free. You can use the link in the description box. If this helped you, I want you to give it a thumbs up, share it with any other person that might need it, and don't be dismayed, guys. Audit does get easier, and you need to know exactly how to address any challenge that you are facing. So if you found anything useful, comment down below and let me know what else you'd like me to cover, how much more detail you want me to assess, and also what other details you would like for me to cover. But I hope you enjoyed this short video, and to the person that requested it, I hope it gives you context and clarity as to how to study audit better. And for the next episode, I do have another surprise. I'm like a woman with many talents and many gifts, guys, but at some stage I need to know how to navigate my community. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, to comment, to share, and to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.